Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Wednesday afternoon here inside the studio. We got a great one planned for you today. A lot of people asking how. How does Indiana get it done? How did Indiana get to this point? Yada, yada, yada. A lot of answers. I think the best answers are found on film. That's the way we do it around here, and especially on this defensive side of the football. Look, obviously, Fernando Mendoza won the Heisman Trophy. Obviously, this offense was really, really good, particularly in the playoffs, scoring a lot of points against really, really good defenses. That being said, this is one of the best defensive runs, these 16 games that this defensive unit played, that we've ever really had, at least in recent memory. This defense, guys, did not allow more than 24 points all year. It's a credit to Brian Haynes. It's a credit to Aiden Fisher. It's a credit to the football players themselves. But I think it's a schematical thing that they got going on over there. They're teaching defensive chaos exceptionally well. Okay, we're going to take a look at this today. Everything okay over there?
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to get the audio in here.
Just heard a lot of clicking. It makes me a little nervous when we got a lot of clicking going on during the cold intro. Been a minute since we've been here in the studio because we've been out of town covering football games. Glad to do this with you guys today. Hey, we got a couple of rules around here if you are new, which I expect there are some new folks today. If you don't know me, I'm Brooks Austin, more commonly known as the Film Guy, and the rules are as such. If you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Unfortunately, Jay Will, this is the last football game that we'll have to watch as a collective, right? After this, we'll be picking apart individual performers, and we'll be taking a look at transfer portal tape, okay, for the rest of the season. So this is our last team effort, if you will, and damn, was it a good one, particularly on the defensive side of the football. Also, shout out to my boy Jordan Reed. He recommended a catapult remote. So we're going to try this out today. I have no idea how this is going to go. So here we go. First play I want to look at is play number 3. And Jonathan, we talked about it. I'm almost converting myself more and more by the hour, by the film study, to being a zone football team. All right, and here's why. A lot of eyes on the football, all right? A lot of eyes on the football, and a lot of instinctual older football players who play a lot of snaps with their eyes on the ball, like D'Angelo Pons up at the top of your screen, okay? Everybody knows really, really good football player up here, right? But more importantly, a sub-10 400-meter runner. This is a state champ in the 100 meters. What's that mean? Twitch, right? He can really, really move. Who cares if he's 5'8", as long as he plays with thunder in the pads, which is exactly what D'Angelo does, right? Eyes in the backfield, recognizes run fits, right? We got a crack replace right here from the wide receiver trying to work down into the box on the front side safety. So we're going to replace him and go set the edge, as we say here on the network. Boom, turn that play back in and make a play. Get ourselves into a second and long for this Miami offense that we know doesn't necessarily, feel comfortable being in automatic passing downs. We want to take away the rushing threat. It's a great way of doing so right there by Pons. Doing so physically, right? Turning it back in, getting a hat on the hip pad right there of Mark Fletcher. Boom. That's where we want to strike. That's the perfect tackling technique that we teach nowadays. Used to, we teach hat on the ball, Jonathan. All right, now we teach this koala tackling. Try to take the head out. Try to take the face mask out of the contact in football nowadays, okay? I also think the more and more I study this Indiana unit, the more I recall that Greg Olson piece of analysis we heard several weeks ago about how defensive coordinators are no longer playing formations. They're no longer playing, anything like that. Or personnel packages. They're playing tendencies of the coordinator, okay? So 2nd and 10, the tendency of this coordinator, all right, automatic passing down. So what they're going to do right now is they're going to rush 3 and drop 8 out of nowhere, if my memory serves me correct, okay? And I think it kind of confuses Carson a little bit. Gets to the top of his drop. They're rushing 3. He's got all the time in the day to get rid of the football. Problem is, They're closing windows really, really tight, aren't they, Jonathan? They're trapping everything right there at the sticks. He probably should be forcing the ball to the area or into the flat right now and trying to pick up some yardage. He decides to hold the football, scramble around a little bit, and ultimately chunk it out of bounds. Now we're in 3rd and 9 as an offense. We finna get up off the field, aren't we? All right, we knew going into this football game, if Miami was going to win, they had to be in 3rd and 3s majority of the football game. Their one long explosive scoring drive came on a 1st down run, and spit for 65, and now we feel a little bit of false confidence, right? We really didn't move the football well enough to start this football game to convert sticks, okay? Now we get them into 3rd and long right here like we want, and we force what we call, again, a dead area check down. We force the ball to be checked down below the sticks, and now we can rally to the ball. Rushing 4, all right, dropping 7. I want you guys to pay close attention to these 2 linebackers here in the middle of your screen and how quickly they vice the ball carrier right here, right? One to the outside hip, one to the inside hip, make him bow and get him on the ground, okay? But here's what I'm talking about, Jonathan. This works. We can do this. We can run a halfback, angle route, which is what they're trying to do with Tony right here. Get him lined up in the backfield, run a little Texas route, get him in the middle of the field. We can do this on 3rd and 5. We can't really do this on 3rd and 8.5, 3rd and 9. We're going to get rallied and tackled short of the sticks, aren't we? Now, we can call this play if we're willing to go for it on 4th and 2, if we're willing to go for it on 4th and 3. They were not. They're punting the football. So we're kind of, I'm not saying wasting it down. It's putting the ball into the hands of Malachi Tony and giving them a chance, all right? But this is a chance on 3rd and 5. This is not a chance on 3rd and 8, which is why we talked about going into it, the importance on 1st and 2nd down efficiency, not tremendous success. I needed efficiency on 1st and 2nd down because they're really, really good on 3rd. A good look at it right here of those 2 linebackers, like I said, vicing the football. Getting to their drop. All right, one outside pursuing the backside of the hip. Where's my one on the outside pursuing the backside of the hip, one on the front side cutting the face off of the ball carrier. Great job. 21, get your head across, okay? But the more and more I watch them, yes, they're really complex in the front end, really simplistic in the back end. They rally, they fix holes that are created up front if anybody so happens to make a mistake. But, guys, I think they just got dogs. I want y'all to watch 97 right here and just watch what he does with his face mask. Watch what he does with his pad level as the ball carrier approaches, okay? He's just going to stick his face where it needs to be, all right? He's realizing what right now, Jonathan? I'm getting reached, right? 73's trying to fight and cut me off across from his face. Ball carrier is really working to that extra space. It looks like we got good grass right now as an offense, right? Not if 97 fights his ass off for the entire snap until the echo of the whistle, which is exactly what he does. He just continues to run his face across the offensive line and ultimately makes the play. Okay, that's a 4-yard gain that should have probably been a 10 to 12-yard gain, all right, but 97's playing hard and continuing to play hard. That wasn't stunting. That wasn't twisting. That wasn't rapping. That's effort, all right? That's all that is right there from 97. That's not 2nd and 27. That is a lie. All right, so he worked his butt off to get his face across the offensive line right there, right, Jonathan? Now they're going to make it nice and easy for him. Now we're going to play team-oriented run defense. Now we're going to take 95 and we're going to spike him across the face of this guard, and then you on a rundown are going to jump right into the midline of this offense. Now, it does 2 things right here, Jonathan. It creates an inefficient run because we have a ball or a defender at the point of the line of scrimmage for the ball carrier right there. You see him arriving. All right, also 6 is winning on the front side with a bunch of twitch right here, beating Malanoa across his face. All right, lot going on right there at the line of scrimmage. But more importantly, Jonathan, they're trying to run duo bounce. Okay, they're going to bring the tight end from the backside. You see his eyes? He's peeking and cheating. We can't be doing that. You see our eye contact right there? I know you're going away because you're looking at your responsibilities. But nonetheless, they're trying to run duo here, get a bunch of guys on an angle, and then take 87 and insert him over here onto the front side of the play. However, the run stunt from Indiana provides a false sense of grasp to the running back. Do you see that? The running back is supposed to be following 87 over here to the front side of the play, and if he does, hell, we might have a winner. Do you see that, Jonathan? If we jump cut this right here and get over here, we might have a winner. But we're getting lied to. We think we got grass on the backside. So we're going to jump cut and try to beat Kamara across his face, all right, and we're going to end up running back into contact. So these stunts, these slants, when done right, They create a false sense of confidence and a false sense of grasp for the back, and we're going to lie to him and put a hat on him right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to do this on a short yardage situation in a couple of snaps from now. Third and 5, Jonathan. The plan early, okay, was to rush 3 and drop 8. We saw third down a little bit earlier. They did that to him. We're going to get another third down right here. They're going to rush 3 and drop 8 again. Here in a little bit, okay, I always wonder, what are people like in their openers as an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator? What are you on third and medium? What are you on third and long? What's your plan that day? Very rarely do I see defensive coordinators altering the plan or having multiple plans on third down. They had multiple plans. They're going to start the game rushing 3, dropping 8. They're going to get into straight cover 1 pressure man, which is something they never do, right, Jonathan? Indiana is not a man-to-man football team. So what this is 16 games in, we're throwing a curveball to a quarterback that's expecting one thing, right? And we're going to give him that thing he's expecting earlier, and then we're going to change it up on a mid-football game. It's great planning and great execution from the defensive coordinator. Right here again, another rep. Show 7. We're rushing 3. How about that? Show 7 at the line of scrimmage, and we're actually rushing 3. And I want you guys to pay close attention, okay, to this defender right here as he reads this deep over from number 0. He's going to drive down, all right, because he's got nothing really threatening him vertical, right? He gets to the top of his drop right here in this too-high shell, Jonathan. He sees 0 running across his face. He's going to drive down. Also really important to note the depth of the drop from these linebackers, right, Jonathan? Look how deep they are from the line of scrimmage. They were up here at the line of scrimmage as the ball was snapped. They get a good hard bail, get to proper depth to make 0 really run deep. But more importantly, not just run deep, run into the safety, right? Now we've got help to drive down on this and force an incompletion. Did we get there early? Probably, just a tad bit, all right? But I also think they got away with some stuff because of how well they did it, how well they attacked the football, right? How well they got one hand to the ball or to the catch point, and then, yeah, the other one might have been grabbing the hip, but the referee don't see that. You know what I mean? That kind of deal. But I never felt as if these bang-bang plays, Jonathan, I never felt as if the Indiana player arrived early because he was in conflict. I felt like he arrived early because he was right. You know what I mean? He's driving down on the football. And in my opinion as a referee, the defender has a right to attack the ball. All right? Even if he has to attack through the man, he has the right to attack the football. Okay? I'm liking the remote. What say you over there, Stretch?
I like it. I think it's working well.
I also think we got to throw this football a little bit earlier, okay? We got to know this. We got to know and trust this is clearing right now, right, Jonathan? We have to, okay? And he's done a good job of this in his career. It's got to be a good, what we call anticipatory throw, all right? Get it out there. If we wait for it to clear like we are right now, we're ready to throw, all right? We've allowed the safety to drive down on the football like he just did. But, man, how great of a zone dropper are these freaking linebackers. I mean, it's another tremendous rep of it right here. Force an incompletion on third down. All right, we get them into a first down the next possession, I believe. Is that the down distance formation personnel? Yep. 1st and 10 right here. It's the next possession of the football game. I want everybody to take their eyes and put it on 21 right here. This is a tremendous job in cover 3. All right, he is a hook curl player, Jonathan. We've got a responsibility for the flat out there. This nickel defender is supposed to drive, or what we call buzz to the flat right here. We've got a deep third player. We've got a deep third player and a deep third player, which means these 3 level defenders right here, or level 2 defenders, these 3 of them, they are hook curl defenders, meaning their drops are to be right here, okay, and float where the quarterback's eyes are taking us and make a play. It's exactly what 21 does right here. Watch how deep he gets right here. Jonathan puts hands on 2, all right, and then boom, opens his hips, gets up underneath the tight end, leaps, gets a fingertip on it, and damn near forces an interception, okay? A lot of people get their hands on this football, but man, I can't tell you how long I've waited on this channel to constantly turn it on and see linebackers impacting in hook curl zone drops, right? And not just being, oh, I'm just going to backpedal and get my shoulders square and hope the ball gets thrown toward me. No, we are going to aggressively drop, get to proper depth, get our eyes back on the quarterback, allow him to float us where the football is, and then make a play on the ball. This is what it's supposed to look like. Take a look at 21. Boom, played run first, right, Jonathan? It's a great job. Play run first, open the hips, we leave him out of our screen, get up, all right, and make a play on the football. Great job right there by 21. The Navy transfer, Jonathan. Were you out here scouting Navy football last year, huh?
Sure wasn't.
Uh-huh. They were. Also think they were willing to mix it up just a little bit, okay? As a defensive staff, I told you they mixed up the third down game plan. All right, they also mixed up the down-to-down game plan, right? They don't play a lot of man-to-man coverage. I told you that going into it. I thought they were going to stay in 4 and stay in 3 and maybe play a little 2. All right, they played a lot of 2. They played a lot of 4. They played a lot of 3. They're going to play some man-to-man coverage, and here they're playing 7. Jonathan playing cover 7 down here. We got man everywhere he goes at the top, and down here we're going to play zone coverage over the 3 threats. I think it's actually a really good job by Carson identifying, hey, we got a one-on-one chance over here against a 5'8" corner. The only problem is the 5'8" corner is D'Angelo Ponza. He a dog. So he breaks that one up, and now guess what we got going on? Now we got a 3rd and 9. You think we're winning on 3rd and 9, Jonathan, 3rd and 10?
Nope.
Not normally. I think we went 3 of 13 in this football game on 3rd down. That's a nope. Can't do that. So they were rushing 3, dropping 8, right? That was the original game plan on the first couple of 3rd downs we watched. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to send 5. All right, send a 5-man pressure, okay, with dropping 21 over here. 21 is what we call a robber now. He's going to sit in the middle of the field right here. He's going to drop here, get his eyes on the quarterback. They also have a mid-hole player right here. Everybody else in man-to-man coverage. Do you see that, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. They don't do a lot of this, but they did in this football game knowing that, hey, we might be able to get home, which is exactly what they did. I want to point out, all right, a tremendous rush rep right here from Aiden Fisher. I think he's done a tremendous job increasing his draft stock, at least for my money. He's a much better football player, much better athlete. I shouldn't say football player. Much better athlete than I think a lot of people give him credit for because they just assume, hey, I know what they're doing, right? White linebacker, JMU, plays at Indiana in the Big Ten. He might not be able to move like he's supposed to. Wrong. He moves tremendously, okay? It's a great shimmy right here he puts on 4. Normally when we come to balance right here, he sells a late feint that I think makes me think if I were blocking him, he's coming inside. He actually works his way outward on Markel Fletcher right there, Mark Fletcher. Great rep from 4. Great job getting home. But again, I think that's a tremendous job by the coordinator throwing something at the quarterback he probably wasn't prepared for, right? Big fan of Francis Mawanoa, even though it took me 5 years to figure out how to pronounce his last name. Big fan. They're going to want to burn this tape. They're going to want to declassify this one, okay? Because six gave him problems, okay? And I know 6 gives a lot of people problems, but he gave him problems with twitch, which is something I didn't think 61 was ever really going to struggle with. I thought he's a tremendous lateral athlete, all right? I think he's a great athlete. We're going to get made miss right here, okay? Now, one thing I think is great about this defensive line unit, Jonathan, is they never give you full square bodies, all right? You're rarely ever, occasionally in here, all right? But the guys that are twitch, all right, you're never going to get full surface area on them. You're never going to get their chest plate, all right? And it makes them really, really hard to stay in front of, like 61's struggling to do right here. Also think it's a great job of pacing the back right here from Aiden Fisher. I want y'all to pay attention here. Okay, back's got some work front side and then kind of gears down and starts to look backside. Watch how perfectly paced we are here at the inside linebacker position. I'm going to do it nice and slow for you so you notice, hey, we're never overpacing this back, are we? We retrace as he does, don't we?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big time shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there. And then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys.
Let's go to play 14. I think they were playing tendencies again. 3rd and short right here, Jonathan. All right, if I'm playing rundown, I'm probably going to play rundown the middle of the line of scrimmage right here, maybe projecting zone. Rare is Miami going to stretch you on short yardage situations. They're going to get you a little bit later on an early down, rundown with a stretch formation. But I think, like I said, they're playing the situation. They're playing the tendencies right here with the way that they're stunting. I want you to take a look at number 6 right here on the front side, okay? We've got back away from us, right? We've got back away. 9 times out of 10, if we do, we're probably going to get some type of inside zone this way with that RPO look over here, which is exactly what we've got. Okay, so they're trying to get a fan out here, and they're trying to double up to these two and double up to these two. We are, quote-unquote, reading this guy, but we're probably automatically giving it because it's a 3rd and 2, right? A lot going on right here, I know, but you're going to understand why here in a second. So if we want to cause chaos for this, Jonathan, we take Kamara and we spike him out, and we take the defensive tackle and we have them gap exchange. All right, and now we've taken this fan and we're going to put it on 2 totally different levels, just like that right there. Okay, we've still got good outside contain, right? It can't bounce outside of us. But more importantly, again, we've got falsified grass in there. He thinks we've got movement. We do not. We have a new body arriving at the line of scrimmage, and it's number 6, and he's going to do so violently, as is Aiden Fisher from the backside, because this nose tackle's doing a great job of not allowing anybody to get up to him. Nose tackle also doing a really good job of what I was talking about earlier, right? Never really allowing a full firm surface. 63's thinking he's got his head up on the screws, right? I always talk about matching screws with screws in the offensive line game. I want to take my 2 screws in my helmet and put them on his, get right down his midline and block the whole body. As a defensive lineman, I want to make you play half a man at all times, right? It's counterintuitive, as it should be. I want to do one thing, defense wants to do another, and 95's winning right here. Watch 63, Jonathan. He's going to get there thinking, oh, I'm right down his midline, aren't I? No, you're not. He's on the outside of your body and framework, and we're going to turn that play back in. It's a great job right there by that defensive line, okay? I thought they even played the run straight up a few times and didn't do all that bad, right? A lot of talk about the level of mass difference between these 2 football teams, wasn't there, Jonathan? Yep. Okay, a lot of talk about how, we don't know if Indiana can hold up in there and play it true. Well, I thought they played it more true in this football game almost for purpose. Y'all say we can't do it. Watch this. Now, they give up 5 yards, but I think they do so admirably right here. Watch these 3 downs right here, Jonathan. They're holding duo really, really strong right here. They're holding these combos really, really strong, aren't they? That's about as good as it gets from a gap control standpoint. Anything we win right here from this point forward is all on the back, which is exactly what it is. It's all on the back, okay? Look at Tony in there fighting his ass off. I give him his credit here, Jonathan, because he about to get exposed for a hold. This is a hold. I don't know how the back judge didn't see this. This is 1,000% a hold on a linebacker right here. Yeah? Yeah. Now, great job by the linebacker getting a little wet leg whippage in there. A little wet leg whippage. All right, but you notice what else I'm seeing right now, Jonathan? The corner and the nickel have exchanged gaps. I'm setting an edge. You're filling, right? You're ready to banana peel if we need to. All the responsibilities are always there. There's grass there, okay? But we're doing our best to correct it, right? One comes out, becomes an edge player. Now the corner's going to come back in and fill that void, and we still have a pursuit player at the top with good patient body leverage right now, right, Jonathan? He's not committed to the box at all until he needs to be. Boom, trigger now. All right, short yardage situation right here on 4th and 1. Again, I'm obsessed with their hats all right, at the line of scrimmage. I want y'all to watch, I believe it's 97. I want y'all to watch 97 in here and watch his hat placement. Now, they give up this 4th and 1, all right, but it's a 4th and a half a yard. But, man, do I love this. Hat's inside right now, right, Jonathan? We're trying to get penetration. He's going to get his pad level up and his eyes arrive, all right? His eyes are back up now. This isn't him. This is 95, winning like a motherfucker too, all right? But don't worry about him. I want y'all to pay attention. What did he just do? He fought his head back across, didn't he, Jonathan? Because he's peaked and now realized the back's going away, all right? And what he's going to do, that fight to get my head back across, now we viced the football, didn't we? Now there's no longer a crease. And this is going to hurt like hell. It's probably going to run through my face mask, but I'm okay with it because it's a short yardage situation. And all I've ever talked about on this channel is what? Get our head across. Get our head across, get our head across. My coach used to talk about the V of the neck, all right? When you got a helmet and shoulder pads on, it looks like there's a V right here. If I make you run through that, you will not, all right? Or at least it'll take you a while because you're going to have to run through my whole spinal column. And I hopefully have been lifting some weights. You know what I mean? So that is so important in these situations, okay? So important. As is this really, really tight wrap over here. No, that's another rep later. There's a tight-ass wrap from these edge defenders in a couple of plays from now in a short yardage situation. All right. That's a great ball right here from Carson Beck, but I think we could be better right here at safety, okay? So we're running a deep over. By the way, I overheard a conversation in the media room. Someone called this a vertical seam. It's like, yeah, he hit him on the vertical seam route. Okay. All right, but anyways, we got a bender working from, I think this is Daniels right here. Okay, got a bender working in over here in the middle of this zone structure. They're going to break their too high look. They're showing too high pre-snap, right, Jonathan? Number 7's going to work his way into the box, thus playing cover 3. We see that look right there? All right, cover 3, vulnerable in the seams and in the flats. Also, the deep over or the bender, we always say gonna run to grass if we've got time to do so, right? It's inevitably, especially because we're driving vertically over here, we're gonna take care of that zone defender, all right, and we're gonna try to hold the safety with something else. But this should run to grass if we've got time. Here's where I wanna coach. Hey, 7, we've done a really good job realizing we're getting attacked right now at the safety position, right? We even do a good job turning and running with him. Stay attached. Do not get your eyes in the backfield and look for a football. You will lose your man. All right, we saw a rep of this with Ellis Robinson in the Sugar Bowl, right? Stay attached. Stay in the hip pocket. Play the ball when you see the wide receiver's eyes start to get a little bigger, all right? I think we're in a relatively decent spot right here. Now, did we oversell for the run? 100%. It's the reason why we're compromised. But Aiden Fisher getting hands-on, Daniels right here, really helps us. Watch this, okay? Boom, just a little bit. Make him avoid us and run him back to our teammate 7. Stay attached. Don't do that. You do that, we're going to get beat. It's a really good ball from Carson, though. Oh, I love this. So he just gets beat, right, Jonathan? All right. They motion Tony over. All right. We're into the boundary. We're going to get a stacked alignment over here. What are you thinking?
Probably some type of screen to him.
Well, the ball knower over there. You watch film, huh?
A little bit.
Hey, so does this guy. All right, watch 7, okay? Watch him as he recognizes the motion, as he realizes Tony turning around looking for the ball, right? That's not a standard, I'm just going to look at the rock, right? That's a standard, my feet are actually flipped. Do you see that? I got my outside foot up. All right, there's a lot of indications that we might be working our way back towards the ball carrier, the quarterback. So watch 7 over here. Watch him correct his leverage. Right now he's kind of off, right? No. We got screen intel. Let's get up in his face and reset it. It's a great job right there, 7, and it actually kind of saves the play. Also want to point out number 21 right here, all right, the linebacker from Navy. It's a tremendous job, all right, not only recognizing contact, but pursuing the ball carrier, all right? Watch 21. Oh, we're about to get pinned, aren't we? We're about to get sealed from 52. So how do we respond to that? We got to turn that thing back in. We got to respond with pressure, right, Jonathan? Watch him. He responds with pressure, but guess what? Now the ball carrier thinks he's got a vertical seam. But I got my outside arm free. Don't you worry about that. I'm right there. That's as good as it gets from all involved. That's how we shut down screen game. We get a little overcommitted a little bit later. All right. Hey, what do we have over here, Jonathan? That is a number. As a big boy wearing 78. Do you see that? We got extra offensive linemen, right? Yep. They're in 6 offensive linemen. So what's the corner doing over here? You see him? You damn right. He's alerting everybody because if I've got no threats over here, what should I do?
Shrink it.
I should trigger. I should trigger right into the run fit, shouldn't I? So what should I do as an offensive lineman? I should probably count him in the run fit, shouldn't I? We fail to do so. And what's he do? He meets us at -2 and makes the damn play. Why? Look at him. Boom. Nobody. Nobody. Where did he come from? Just playing really, really smart, man. 78. We got to go. We got to out. We got to go. We cannot leave the back right there on his own. The edge is going to get shrunk too damn fast. I also think being like a really, really simplistic in nature back end, right? If we're just going to play 3, we're going to play 4, we're going to play 2 today, it allows us to play free. The call was 4, but I've got no threats over here. So now the call is 3 and I'm plugging. Do you see what I'm saying? It allows us to do those things on the fly as we get older and more comfortable within the system. Now this is the touchdown run. And by the way, should be noted, this was the first possession of the second half. This is play number 24. They didn't get a lot of cracks at it, did they? No. We didn't think they would. Okay? I think it's a really bad angle by the front side safety right here. You'll see, especially from the tight. I think he does the other man's job in front of him. This is what they normally correct quite often, okay? I want you to watch 4. 4 is going to work his way over to where the ball carrier is ultimately landing, right? He's there. He's got that gap filled, but the safety doesn't realize that yet. So the safety thinks he's filling that gap. Little does he know Fletcher's actually got grass out here beyond the tackle box, okay? The backside corner thought he had him, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Number 7 thought he had enough juice to run that big boy down. No, you do not. All right, I've decided 97's a my guy, Jonathan. I think I'm 97 and 95, they play like 2 dudes that I would love. All right, they play like 2 football players that I would absolutely slap love. I mean, we do it all right here, okay? We're told we are a stunting football operation, that we can't hold up against double teams, that we're undersized, that yada, yada, yada. Well, here, get you some. I'll take that duo from you guys. I'll take that double team from 78 and 52. Go ahead, 78. You can do exactly like your coach tells you and do a great job getting to the hip. Don't you worry about it, all right? Because I'm going to hold firm, I'm going to peek, and I'm going to get my head back across and put it across the body of the back, all right? And then, God forbid, my teammates are going to rally to the football and tackle. I love 97. I love 95. I love this interior of this defensive line. And had the Big Ten allowed me, I'd have showed you it all damn year. All my homies hate Veritone, right, Jonathan? This was a little bit surprising to me. And I think it was surprising to the quarterback as well. To see them show a bunch of zone coverage and then become a man robber football team in the middle of the game was, a little bit shocking, okay? They're going to rush 5 right here. Can you count the threats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 21, which normally when we play cover 1 robber, Jonathan, he's man-to-man with the tight end. He's man-to-man with that wide receiver. The safety's man-to-man with number 3, safety's got middle of the field. The nickel's over here man-to-man with Tony, and then we got man-to-man over here with the corner of the wide receiver. But normally when we drop this robber, we normally want him to drop towards the middle of the field, but we don't want to leave this guy by himself at all, do we? So what do? They compromise their cover 1 robber principles, and they drop 21 up underneath Tony so he doesn't have an immediate free release. So now we've got him almost bracketed, right? We've got one underneath, one over the top, and a free safety with his hips towards the middle of the field. Okay? Again, thought we were a little bit early here. Down on the bottom for number 22. But more so than early, look at that left or that right hand. Do you see that? That's a PI. All right, the back judge should be seeing that. We should be throwing that. But instead, it is a 3rd down that I believe, nope, we blocked the next one as a defense. We get that one off. But we're in a very similar situation with regards to field position. Thought Miami managed field position the first 2 possessions, and then after that, they were pinned in their own end almost the rest of the football game. Oh, no. I know what we want to see right here. All right, I think 6 is trying to get home right here on a rush. He's over here on the edge. I think he's trying to get home on a rush. Real wide alignment. All right, real vertical, aggressive step upfield, okay? And then he realizes, it's run. All right, got a bunch of run keys. So what's he going to do? He's going to correct himself. He's going to jump back inside. And what I also love, okay, is watch 4 now pace his teammate. Teammate's going to get upfield a little bit. Don't worry about it. I'll correct myself, big dog. All right, that's fine. I'll correct your correction. Watch 4 kind of, mesh right here with 6. Boom, right there. And this is what Bryant Haynes talked about, Jonathan, at Media Day, because I asked him. I was like, how are y'all doing this? Normally when you're a bunch of chaos, stunt, crisscross, rip-rap football team, you give up explosives because the second and third levels don't correct the first level. And he said, that's how we teach it. We teach it with first level, play free, get upfield, do what you can. Second and third levels, whatever grass is made available, you are to correct. And if you don't, you didn't do your job. Timestamp?
34 minutes.
Ooh. We're a math team versus zone football teams, right, Jonathan? I like math, okay? So let's talk math. We get to the top of our drop right here, we start to drop as we get the football right here at quarterback, and we peek this defender right here. He drops. So now we've got 3, 1, 2, 3, over 2. We're an empty. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, over 3. The math is even, right? They've got a +1 defender on both sides. But the math's not even. Do you know why? Because Malachi Toney's down here. The math is never even when Malachi Toney's down here. Also should be noted, we have a running back and a tight end over here. The math ain't even anymore, is it? The math is down here. So I'm Sunday morning quarterback or whatever, but guys, I like this a whole hell of a lot better than I like that. And I would have liked this pre-snap if you would have told me that those were going to be the options, right? So just a little something there. Now, why does it matter? We throw an incompletion, we throw another incompletion, or we get stuffed on a rundown. Now it's 4th and 1 from our own end, and we get a field goal or a punt block for a touchdown. That's why it matters. These plays are very, very pivotal to getting us out of our own end, right? It's the things we work most often on Thursdays, at least when I was in college. I don't know how these guys practice, but when we were in college and every program I've been around, on Thursdays, the last day you're in shells, it's all situational football. It's 3rd and short, it's 3rd and long, all right? It's red zone finishers, it's 2-point conversions, all right? And it's these right here, backed up in our own end plays. We practice these things. They're go-tos because these are criticals, right? These are moments in the game that could cost us our ass. Same thing here. It's 3rd and 7, and these are things that these guys have done all year. Why are we not getting to the sticks? Jonathan, nobody is at the sticks. They did this all year, didn't they? Mm-hmm. They made these types of plays all year offensively. Oh, we need 7 yards? Don't worry, I'll hook up at 8, work my way back down to 7. Now, why is their average depth of route maybe getting cut off, Jonathan?
Pass rush.
It all works, right? It all works within itself. Now we got a punt, and you already know what happened. They blocked the punt. Now, I want you to watch Aiden Fisher on this play, okay? I want you to watch everything that is number 4. We're going to watch him from both angles, okay? We see the motion coming in, all right? He's pointing at Malachi Toney. He realizes run, all right? Plays run first, doesn't he? Gets down in the box for a half a step. Plays run. What's he seeing? Well, not only has he seen play action look, all right? We're seeing ball getting put in the belly back, but most importantly, the offensive linemen in front of us are showing what, Jonathan? Hi-hat. They're showing high hat. That's right. So we know it's pass, right? So we immediately get our eyes on our threat in our area. We drop up underneath him, okay? We have completely eliminated that, but we're in zone coverage, not man coverage. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to flip my hips and work back to the other threat that's working back from the other side. And I'm going to make that window as tight as humanly possible, all right? And now we've turned that down. So now what's the quarterback doing? He's checking the ball down to the flat, isn't he? So now we're going to rally our ass to the ball, all right? And we're going to be the final level of defense here on 1st and 10, turn it into a 2nd and 3. That's how you play linebacker. Watch it full speed from the top. And again, tell me this guy. I think this guy moves like an NFL football player, all right? I think he's going to be really, really good at the next level too because he's smart. He understands what's going on. That looked like a man rep that turned into a pursuit of the football, didn't it? It wasn't. That's a zone hook. That's a good rep, 4, as they most are from you. Like this right here, dude. This is supposed to be 3/2. Like they're supposed to have decent numbers over here down to the bottom. They're trying to run truck toss pass. All right, so we're going to show truck toss. Everybody's going to be working here. We're going to show truck toss. You're running vertical. You've got a switch release down the sideline. You're flat. You're working the deep over. All right, that's the play concept that we've got here coming from Miami. But I want you to notice, okay? It's supposed to be 3/2. We're supposed to have 1, 2, 3 defenders, over 3 really, vertical, out and up, and the swing from the back. Watch Aiden Fisher, guys. He is all the way on the right side of the left side of the formation, right? He is going to sprint his ass full speed, and now it's 4/3. Now they've got math, right? We thought we had an explosive opportunity. We don't. Okay, so now that they have additional numbers, they don't care. They can carry these vertical. Okay, Pons is carrying 7 vertical and delivering him to his teammate at the safety spot. Now, as you can see, Jonathan, he's already in the progress of flipping his hips, so now he can drive back down on this tight end. Also, tremendous job of keeping your head out of the play, right? He actually turns away and kind of gives him his back contact instead of just murdering the guy, because we got there in time because we're smart. It really is just like a picture-perfect definition of alignment, assignment, and execution football. Is there a wasted step 1 from Aiden Fisher here, Jonathan?
No.
The answer would be no. Constantly from this guy. And he gonna go run some 4.68, and everybody's gonna be like, well, I don't know if he's fast enough. That's a great job right here by Beck, just buying time. They go back to this rush 3, drop 8 game plan right here, Jonathan. I will say this. I did think we had Tony a little bit earlier in this progression. Or no. Are we trying to work a double move to him? What were my notes? Yeah, his eyes are down there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I think we've got this. Safety's working away. I think we got a touchdown. Don't you? Yeah. So my notes were a little bit right. But, hey, pocket is relatively clean. We shouldn't be running out of that. Hey, but we made the play, right?
Sure.
We made a play. We didn't make the play. We made a play. Now, this doesn't apply to Carson, and it didn't apply this year. It will apply next year, especially in 2 years when we don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Right now, we assume it's going to be Darian Mensah. But 2 years from now, when Malachi Tony is a junior, I will have a rule in my quarterback room in South Beach, Miami. It will be, if I scheme him open and you don't throw it, you're going to come sit by me. And the next guy will. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have explosives for Malachi Tony not being, taken advantage of. So they've ran stretch for a touchdown at this point, Jonathan, and now I want you to pay attention to this player, this player, this player, and this player. They all over-leveraged themselves, to the stretch. Rightfully so. They've given up a touchdown for it, and now we're outnumbered at the top. That's a bad situation to be in with number 10 with the ball in his hands, okay? Now, here's what I thought I'd see more of, quite honestly. All right, where's play number 39? This is play number 39 right here. Okay, it's 2nd and goal, ball at the 9, and this is what I thought we were going to see, if they ran the ball 30 times in the football game, I thought 15 of them were going to be like this, where Indiana does a great job at the line of scrimmage. Look at that. There's not a lot of resetting of the line of scrimmage, is there? It's almost a stalemate. But Mark Fletcher makes one little jump cut and picks up 7 yards. I thought we were going to see a ton of this. That's why I projected it the way that I did. Now, it wasn't all that wrong. Okay, I projected it to be a 1-score game. Last mistake loses the football game. That's exactly what it was. I just thought Indiana was going to be the team that maybe found a way to make a mistake. They were the one to make the play. I thought we were going to see a lot of this. There's not a lot of grass right there. Okay, but he finds it. Special back. And then we get you in a short yardage situation again. Hey, probably should be using this one on the first 4th down, but we converted it anyways, so not a big deal. I'm sitting in the box going, Jet! 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 So is the defense. No laughs there, Jay?
I left.
No laugh on the football humor?
I gave you a chuckle.
Get out of here. I think they had tendencies on formations. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they knew something about the formations that they got going on, okay? Because I want you to watch Aiden Fisher during this rep, okay? Watch him right here. Call, wipe, pointing up. Now, anytime you point to the sky on defensive film, that means pass, normally. Okay, that normally means pass. That's my indication of what's going on. So we know pass. All right, now we've seen the motion. We're wiping again. All right, and now we're leaking because we think there might be a screen out there, which is exactly what they fake, isn't it?
Yep.
We got a lot going on right there at the linebacker position. Rushing 3, dropping 8 again. You got all the time in the day, buddy. It was far more the game plan than anything else. They almost wanted him standing back there pitter-pattering. Nah, no point in coaching that up. Let's talk about the goods, not the bads. We're going to talk about the interception here in a little bit, but this is a great job by Carson, okay? Eyes left right here, Jonathan. Look at his eyes. You see his eyes over here to the left? Reason being, we've got Tony working back inward right here, all right? But if we take the drop and we have our eyes on Tony, what are we going to do? We're going to float Fisher right towards it, right? So we got to lie to him, and you'll really see this from the back cut here in just a second, okay? Our eyes being left off the snap really take 4 off of this mid-hole play, okay? Just that little bitty willingness to trust our eyes to put them left wins right here, okay? That's it. Just give him that one. Hold him firm. In fact, even better, make him open his hips. Now get back over here to Tony and rip one, put it on his face. Ooh, my notes say we can't turn that down, bud. What are we turning down? Bud, we can't turn that down, right? We're trying to work quick game right here, Jonathan. What is he looking at? Let's go back from the tight. Hold on. This is the play, right? Where are his eyes? Why are we clicking off of that? Tips and overthrows?
Gotta have those.
Take the profit, dude. You will never go broke taking a profit. You won't. You won't do it. Because now we're in 2nd and 10. Now we get bailed out by baby Jesus, but that's all good right here. That guy's good, man. That guy's really good. Now, here's what I wanted to note. 7. If this guy in front of you tells you what's about to happen, just trust him. Look at these 2 football players. He's pointing right at him.
Yep.
And then as the ball snaps, what's he do? He knows. You trust him. Trust him. Go follow him. You are wet, buddy. You're still in your pedal. You're about to get ran by. And then you overrun it. Poo-poo magoo. All right, one last play, and it is the last play. Couple things here. Should we defend the player by taking a shot at the coordinator, or should we coach the player first? What should we do here?
Coach the player first.
All right, let's coach the player first. We have one threat over here, Jonathan, as an offense. He's right here. It seems like one-on-one. It's actually going to be covered 2, which means he's supposed to have the flats here, but if there are no threats, which there are no threats, we can carry vertical with whoever runs into our void. Do we see that? All right, so that's first and foremost. If we are going to choose to throw this ball needs to be thrown early. This ball needs to be thrown firm. Okay, this ball needs to be thrown as soon as he decides whether or not I'm a mandatory inside release or a mandatory outside release. We're at the top of our drop. This ball's already coming out. So we are on time. We are. All right, here's the 2 things I don't like. I don't like the decision because the ball's on the right hash. I don't like that. That's a tough throw for anybody, including Patrick Mahomes. I also don't love that the ball flutters on him, and it's way too soft. All right, and it's ultimately able to make the play. I also don't like that the wide receiver doesn't even know the damn ball's coming.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. He doesn't fight back for the football. I don't like that. Here's what I really, really don't love. I don't love the idea that this is what he's coached to do based off the fact that that's what I heard in postgame. I heard it was the right decision. It was the right place with the ball. It was a bad ball, which means we're coached to do this and we're trying to do this. I don't love that because we have nothing. We have nothing out here working to the flat, do we, Jonathan?
Nope.
We have absolutely nothing threatening this football player, making him drive down. So we're essentially automatically guaranteeing that we're going to get a 2-on-1 opportunity for the defense. I do not love that. Do I hate the football? I don't hate the football. I really, really dislike the concept, though. Okay? I don't like the ball, but I really dislike the concept. What do you think?
That's what I mean. Same old Indiana defense.
I think to me, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, I'm a 4 3/4 guy from now on. I'm a 4 3/4 guy, stunt, wreak havoc. Give me twitch. Give me a bunch of dudes who eat nails up front. All right? Give me some fire hydrants with a bunch of twitch, and I'll go beat your ass for 4 quarters. Defensively. Tremendous job by Brian Haynes and this Indiana staff. Tremendous job by Jonathan over there on the 1s and 2s all year long. We'll see you tomorrow for part 2 of this study with Indiana's offense. Love you. Bye.